The world of the British royal family has always been full of drama, intrigue, and whispered secrets. But nothing seems to captivate the public quite like the story of Meghan Markle. From the moment she became a duchess to her eventual departure from royal duties, Meghan has been a figure of both admiration and controversy. She's been accused of everything from oversharing her personal life to being at odds with her royal in-laws. Yet her story is far more complex than what the media often portrays. But what if there was something much bigger and much darker, hidden behind the carefully crafted narratives we've seen play out in tabloids and news broadcasts? What if, in the midst of Meghan's public battles, the most shocking revelation of all was yet to be confirmed? A revelation that could change the way we look at her family forever, and perhaps even alter the future of the British monarchy. This isn't just another tabloid rumor or fleeting gossip. What if it's true? What if Meghan Markle's children, Archie Harrison and Lilibet Diana, weren't born the way the world has been led to believe? What if the story of their births and parentage involves a surrogacy, one that has been hidden from the public until now? And if that's not enough, what if there's a third, even more shocking twist to the tale? Lady C. Campbell, the outspoken royal insider, is reportedly sitting on a treasure trove of explosive documents, records that could confirm not only Archie's surrogacy but his adoption too. This, dear viewers, is the story we're about to dive into. From Meghan Markle fainting under the weight of this controversy to Lady C. Campbell quietly releasing documents that could change everything we know about the Sussexes, the next few minutes will be filled with twists and revelations you won't believe. Stick with me as we break down the mystery of Meghan Markle's children, their birth, and the hidden truth behind one of the biggest royal scandals in modern history. But before we get into the nitty-gritty details, let's take a step back and examine what we know about Meghan Markle, her rise to fame, her relationship with the royal family, and the ongoing controversies that have kept her in the headlines for years. To understand how we got here, we need to start with the beginning. Meghan Markle's life is nothing short of extraordinary. Born in Los Angeles in 1981, she was always far removed from the traditional expectations of the British royal family. She had no royal bloodlines or aristocratic connections, yet somehow, she found herself caught up in one of the most famous dynasties in history. Before her marriage to Prince Harry, Meghan was already a successful actress, best known for her role in the hit TV show Suits. Her career was on an upward trajectory, and she was an advocate for social causes, humanitarian work, and gender equality. Her love story with Prince Harry was nothing short of a fairy tale. Their whirlwind romance captivated the world, and the royal wedding in 2018 was broadcast to millions across the globe. But what was once seen as a dream union soon became a source of division. Meghan's struggles with the British royal family became public almost immediately after her marriage. The couple faced intense scrutiny from the press, including accusations of overspending, their decision to step back from royal duties, and what many perceived as their disregard for royal protocols. In the eyes of some, Meghan became the perfect villain, the woman who refused to conform to the traditional expectations of the royal family. For others, she became a symbol of resistance, fighting for her independence and for the protection of her family's privacy. But no matter where you stand in the debate, one thing is clear. Meghan Markle has been one of the most polarizing figures in modern British history. The birth of her son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, in May 2019 only intensified the public interest in her life. From the very beginning, the birth was shrouded in secrecy. Meghan and Harry made the unconventional decision to keep the details of Archie's birth private, a move that sparked further criticism from the British public and the press. The royal couple's choice to maintain a certain level of privacy about their child's early days only fueled more speculation. Was it a desire to protect their family, or was there something they were hiding? Many speculated that Meghan was too controlling, too secretive, and that the birth of her child was just the latest example of her refusal to adhere to royal traditions. As time passed, questions about Archie's birth continued to swirl. There were whispers about the child's parentage, with some tabloids suggesting that Meghan had used a surrogate to have Archie. Surrogacy is a delicate subject in the world of royalty, especially when it involves high-profile figures like Meghan. Royal families are known for their public image, and any deviation from the norm could be seen as a threat to the family's carefully maintained reputation. But why would Meghan Markle, of all people, resort to surrogacy? Was it simply because of medical reasons, or was there a deeper reason, one that the public hasn't been told? To complicate matters further, Lady C. Campbell, whom many regard as a reliable, albeit controversial, insider, has recently made claims that could change everything. Known for her outspoken views on the royal family, Lady C has been a consistent source of royal gossip and insight for years. But now, she's gone a step further. Reports have emerged that she possesses the adoption records for Archie Harrison, a claim that, if true, could shatter any remaining illusions about the Sussexes' story. The idea of adoption records being kept secret from the public isn't new, but the possibility that Lady C. Campbell is involved in this revelation adds another layer of intrigue. If these records were to be released, it would not only confirm the surrogacy rumor, but would also expose the personal lives of Meghan and Harry in ways that we've never seen before. These are not just documents. They are the keys to unraveling one of the most talked about royal mysteries in history. So, what's the truth behind these allegations? Is Meghan Markle truly the mother of Archie Harrison? Or is there a hidden story we've yet to hear? And if Lady C. Campbell's claims are true, what could this mean for the future of the royal family? In the coming sections, we'll dive deeper into the specific details of the surrogacy rumors, Lady C's role in uncovering these secrets, and the fallout from the alleged revelation of Archie's adoption records. We'll explore the legal, ethical, and emotional implications of these events and examine how they might impact the royal family, Meghan Markle's public image, and the future of her children. Before we go any further, it's important to acknowledge that this story isn't just about Meghan and her family. It's about the broader implications for how we view the royal family, their public lives, and the balance between personal privacy and public expectation. If the surrogacy story is confirmed, it would be more than just a personal matter for Meghan. It would be a seismic shift in the way we understand the monarchy's role in modern society. So buckle up. What you're about to learn may challenge everything you thought you knew about the British royal family and their most famous members. You won't want to miss a single detail as we uncover the truth behind the surrogacy rumors, the adoption records, and the woman who may have just dropped the biggest royal bombshell of all. Meghan Markle's journey from a young girl in Los Angeles to becoming a member of the British royal family is nothing short of extraordinary. Born Rachel Meghan Markle on August 4, 1981, her early life was far from the glamorous world she would later inhabit. Raised in a mixed-race household, Meghan's life was shaped by the complexities of her heritage. Her father, Thomas Markle Sr., was a white lighting director, and her mother, Doria Ragland, is an African-American social worker. Growing up in Los Angeles, Meghan experienced firsthand the nuances of race, identity, and societal expectations. But it wasn't until later in life that these early experiences would come to shape her worldview. Meghan's childhood was marked by a combination of privilege and challenges. She attended private schools, but like many young people, her upbringing wasn't without its struggles. As a child of divorce, Meghan had to navigate the dynamics of living in two households, something that would later influence her understanding of relationships and family. Even as a young girl, Meghan was aware of the way people viewed her. She was often questioned about her racial identity, something that would haunt her throughout her public life. Despite these challenges, she excelled academically and went on to attend Northwestern University, where she earned a degree in theater and international studies. Her entry into the public eye came in the early 2000s when she began working as an actress. Meghan landed several small roles on TV shows and movies, but it was her role in the legal drama Suits that would catapult her into international stardom. As Rachel Zane, the paralegal who later becomes a lawyer, Meghan became a household name. She was charming, talented, and charismatic, qualities that made her an instant fan favorite. But while her acting career was flourishing, Meghan's personal life was also coming into focus. As with many public figures, her relationships, her activism, and her lifestyle were all under intense scrutiny. She didn't shy away from using her platform for social causes, which would later define her persona. Meghan Markle's transition from actress to royal was nothing short of groundbreaking. She was the first biracial woman to marry into the British royal family, a milestone that brought with it both admiration and criticism. The couple's engagement in November 2017 was met with widespread excitement, as Meghan's American background and her social activism broke from royal traditions. Her wedding to Prince Harry on May 19, 2018, was broadcast to millions around the world and became a global spectacle. It was a fairy tale wedding that embodied modernity, diversity, and love in the face of adversity. But behind the dazzling exterior, tensions were already beginning to bubble up. From the outset, Meghan's relationship with the royal family was complicated. Despite being welcomed by the public, her union with Harry didn't sit well with some members of the royal household. Meghan, who was used to living in the spotlight, soon found herself at odds with royal expectations of privacy and decorum. The press was quick to latch on to every detail of her life, her family, her activism, and her choices as a new member of the royal family. And with the media's constant focus on her, Meghan found herself subjected to an onslaught of negative press coverage. Headlines about her difficult behavior, her alleged clashes with palace staff, and her strained relationships with other royal family members began to dominate the tabloids. But it wasn't just the British press that took issue with Meghan. Her relationship with the royal family, particularly with Prince William and Kate Middleton, began to deteriorate. Rumors of tensions between the Sussexes and the Cambridges circulated, fueled by an increasing sense of division within the monarchy. Many saw Meghan and Harry's decision to distance themselves from the royal family as a sign of deeper rifts. The couple's decision to take a step back from their royal duties in early 2020 was seen as a bold move, a declaration that they were ready to define their own path, outside of the royal spotlight. The media's portrayal of Meghan Markle, however, took a dark turn after her departure from royal duties. Meghan became a symbol of rebellion and defiance, but also a target of constant criticism. Some painted her as a spoiled diva, someone who couldn't handle the pressure of royal life, while others saw her as a victim of an institution that had never truly embraced her. As Meghan and Harry pursued their new life in California, their story took a darker turn when the couple announced they would be stepping back from their royal responsibilities permanently. This move shocked the world and triggered a wave of speculation about their motivations. Were they simply tired of the royal life, or was there more to the story than met the eye? It was around this time that the surrogacy rumors began to take root. Despite the fact that Meghan and Harry had always kept their family life relatively private, the media and the public couldn't help but speculate about the details of their children's births. Meghan's pregnancy with Archie Harrison had been the subject of intense media scrutiny, but the couple had managed to maintain a certain level of privacy. However, as Archie's birth came and went, questions started to surface about the legitimacy of the story. Some of these questions were innocent enough. Curiosity about why Meghan and Harry had chosen to keep the details of Archie's birth so private, or why they had announced the birth in such a low-key manner. But as the weeks and months went on, the questions became more pointed. Whispers began to circulate that Meghan had used a surrogate to carry Archie. These rumors were based on a number of factors, including the timing of her pregnancy, her public appearances, and the fact that Meghan had been noticeably absent for certain portions of her pregnancy. The surrogacy rumors became a consistent narrative in the media, with some outlets fueling the fire by suggesting that Meghan and Harry were hiding the truth. The idea that Meghan had used a surrogate was controversial, to say the least. For many, the notion that the royal couple would keep such a significant detail hidden from the public seemed inconceivable. The royal family's image had always been tightly controlled, and the idea that a royal family member would resort to surrogacy was a step outside of the established norms. Yet, the rumors persisted, and as the couple's story continued to unfold, the public became increasingly suspicious of what they were being told. This is where the story took a dramatic turn. Lady C. Campbell, a well-known royal insider with a reputation for being outspoken, stepped into the fray. Known for her controversial opinions and her willingness to speak out about the royal family, Lady C had become a familiar figure in the media. But her latest claims were far more explosive. According to Lady C, she had in her possession documents that could confirm the surrogacy rumors, and not just that. She claimed to have access to Archie Harrison's adoption records, documents that could potentially expose the hidden truth about the royal couple's children. Lady C's allegations sent shockwaves through the media and the public. If her claims were true, they would have profound implications for Meghan and Harry, as well as for the royal family as a whole. The release of adoption records would not only confirm the surrogacy rumors, but could also provide an unprecedented look into the private lives of one of the most famous families in the world. But before we dive deeper into the allegations and what they could mean for the Sussexes, it's essential to take a closer look at the impact these rumors have had on Meghan and Harry's public image. As the couple faced increasing criticism from the media, they also found themselves grappling with their own emotional toll. The constant scrutiny of their family life had put a strain on their relationship, and the pressure was beginning to show. Meghan's vulnerability had become evident in her interviews and public appearances, and the surrogacy rumors only added fuel to the fire. Lady C. Campbell, often referred to as simply Lady C, is no stranger to controversy. A former aristocrat with deep ties to the British royal family, she has long been an outspoken critic of the monarchy, particularly Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. With a reputation for her blunt and often scathing commentary, Lady C has made a name for herself in the media as a source of insider information about the royal family. But in the case of Meghan's alleged surrogacy and the rumored adoption of Archie Harrison, her claims went beyond the typical royal gossip that she had shared in the past. This time, she brought forth a bombshell allegation, one that would shake the very foundation of the royal family if proven true. According to Lady C, she had access to confidential documents that could not only confirm the surrogacy rumors, but also expose the truth behind the adoption records of Archie Harrison. These records, if they existed, would allegedly contain key information about Archie's birth, his biological parents, and the circumstances surrounding his arrival into the world. In a world where the royal family has always maintained a tight grip on personal privacy, the suggestion that such private information could be made public was nothing short of explosive. The claims made by Lady C were not taken lightly. Known for her brash opinions and no-nonsense approach, she had built a reputation as a royal insider with connections that most journalists could only dream of. Her assertions, however, were met with skepticism by many who questioned the authenticity of her sources. After all, to make such an explosive claim without solid proof could easily backfire. But Lady C wasn't known for backing down when she believed she had the truth on her side. She had a long history of making controversial statements about the royal family, and this was just the latest in a long line of sensational allegations. What made this claim even more significant was the timing. The surrogacy rumors had been circulating for some time, fueled by a combination of media reports, public speculation, and the Sussexes' own choice to keep certain details about their lives private. Meghan had already been under intense scrutiny for her departure from royal duties, her strained relationship with the royal family, and her ongoing struggles with the media. Now, the surrogacy rumors were taking center stage, adding another layer of drama to a narrative that had already captivated the world. In her statements, Lady C didn't mince words. She alleged that Meghan and Harry had used a surrogate to carry Archie, and that the adoption records were being kept hidden from the public. These claims, if true, would imply that the royal couple had gone to great lengths to protect their family's privacy, but also that they had potentially misled the public about the true nature of Archie's birth. It was a shocking revelation, one that raised more questions than it answered. Why would Meghan and Harry keep such a significant detail hidden? What were they trying to protect? And more importantly, if the adoption records were indeed real, what did they contain? Lady C went even further, claiming that she had seen the documents herself. According to her, these adoption records were in her possession and contained startling information about the circumstances surrounding Archie's arrival into the world. She did not go into specifics about what exactly these records revealed, but her insinuations were enough to send the media into a frenzy. In a world where the royals have always been seen as a symbol of tradition and propriety, the idea that they would go to such lengths to hide the truth was both sensational and shocking. For many, the question wasn't whether Lady C's claims were true, but rather why she was making them in the first place. Lady C had a long history of criticizing Meghan and Harry, and many viewed her statements as part of a broader agenda to discredit the couple. Others, however, took her allegations seriously, particularly those who had long been skeptical of Meghan's relationship with the royal family. For them, Lady C's claims seemed to confirm their suspicions that Meghan and Harry were hiding something. The tension between the Sussexes and the royal family had already been well documented, but the possibility that there was a deeper, more personal story behind Archie's birth only added to the intrigue. The adoption records, if they existed, would be the ultimate revelation. For years, the public had been told a carefully constructed narrative about Archie's birth. The royal couple had announced the birth in a quiet, low-key fashion, and had taken pains to keep the details of their son's arrival under wraps. But the secrecy surrounding Archie's birth only fueled speculation. Why was there such a veil of secrecy? What was so private about a birth that was supposed to be a joyous occasion? The media and the public had long speculated that there was more to the story than met the eye, and Lady C's claims seemed to confirm that suspicion. The implications of Lady C's allegations were far-reaching. If the adoption records were indeed real and contained the kind of explosive information that she suggested, it would have profound consequences for Meghan and Harry. The couple had already faced intense media scrutiny over their decision to step back from royal duties. But this new revelation would take the controversy to an entirely new level. It would raise serious questions about their motivations, their relationship with the royal family, and their commitment to transparency. For the public, it would be hard to ignore the possibility that Meghan and Harry had been less than forthcoming about the details of their family life. But there were also those who saw Lady C's allegations as just another example of the media's obsession with tearing down the Sussexes. From the moment Meghan and Harry had entered the public eye, they had been subjected to constant criticism and negative press. Their every move was scrutinized, and their personal lives were turned into public spectacles. For many, Lady C's claims were simply another example of the media's insatiable desire to find fault with the couple, no matter what the truth was. In the end, the question remained. Were Lady C's claims true, or were they just another piece of royal gossip designed to sell headlines? Without solid proof, it was impossible to say for certain. But the controversy surrounding Archie's birth, the surrogacy rumors, and Lady C's allegations was far from over. The public was left with more questions than answers, and the media's obsession with the Sussexes showed no signs of slowing down. Whether the truth would ever come to light remained to be seen, but for now, the speculation was enough to keep the story alive. The media's role in shaping public perception cannot be overstated, especially when it comes to high-profile figures like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The couple's relationship with the press has been one of the most scrutinized and controversial aspects of their public lives. From the moment they announced their engagement, the media's fascination with Meghan and Harry reached new heights. But it wasn't just their fairy tale romance or their wedding that captivated the world. It was the constant, often negative, coverage that followed. For Meghan in particular, the press seemed to hold a double standard, praising her one moment, then tearing her down the next. The media's portrayal of Meghan Markle has been a study in contradictions. At times, she has been celebrated as a modern-day Cinderella, a woman who broke royal conventions and embraced diversity, breaking down barriers as the first biracial woman to marry into the British royal family. She was hailed for her charity work, her activism, and her outspoken nature on issues like gender equality and racial injustice. But these same qualities that made her a trailblazer also made her a target for criticism. The media's tone shifted dramatically, and soon Meghan was painted as difficult, demanding, and a threat to royal traditions. The coverage surrounding the couple's departure from royal duties in 2020 served as a perfect example of the media's treatment of Meghan and Harry. The couple's decision to step back from their roles as senior members of the royal family was framed by many as an act of defiance, a rejection of the very institution they had once vowed to serve. For Meghan, this decision was seen as part of a broader narrative about her unwillingness to comply with royal expectations. The press painted her as someone who was unwilling to adhere to the norms of royal life, someone who wanted to chart her own path at any cost. The criticism reached its peak when Meghan and Harry moved to California, far away from the royal spotlight. Their decision to live a more private life, away from the British media's watchful eyes, was seen by many as a form of rebellion. But for Meghan, it was an attempt to take control of her own story. The press, however, continued to frame the couple's actions in a negative light. Their departure was labeled as a betrayal of the monarchy, a failure to live up to royal expectations. This narrative painted Meghan as a woman who had overstayed her welcome in the royal family, someone who had been unwilling to put the family first. But it wasn't just the departure that generated controversy. It was the constant media attention surrounding Meghan's personal life. Rumors about her strained relationship with the royal family, particularly with Prince William and Kate Middleton, were rampant. These rumors were fueled by the media's tendency to focus on the negative aspects of Meghan and Harry's relationship while glossing over the couple's achievements and positive contributions. The media didn't just report on the Sussexes' personal lives, they scrutinized them, dissected them, and turned every detail into a story. The media's treatment of Meghan took on a darker tone after the birth of Archie Harrison. The public's curiosity about the details of Archie's birth grew into an obsession. Why had Meghan and Harry kept so much of the process under wraps? Why was there so little information about the birth? This sense of mystery only fueled the media's thirst for more details. The surrogacy rumors, which had been simmering beneath the surface for months, were suddenly front and center. As more and more tabloids picked up the story, Meghan found herself thrust into a new narrative, one that questioned the legitimacy of her motherhood. The media's fascination with Meghan's family life reached its peak when the rumors of surrogacy began to dominate the headlines. The suggestion that Meghan had used a surrogate to carry Archie was based on a combination of factors: her private approach to the pregnancy, her occasional absences from public life, and the fact that she had seemingly avoided some of the more traditional aspects of royal pregnancies. But the tabloids didn't stop there. They began to speculate about every detail, from the timing of Meghan's pregnancy to the exact nature of her relationship with Harry. In many ways, the media became obsessed with finding cracks in Meghan and Harry's carefully curated public image. Every small detail was blown out of proportion, and every rumor became a potential truth. The focus on Meghan's family, particularly the surrogacy rumors, further fueled the public's curiosity. People wanted to know if there was more to the story than what they had been told. They wanted answers, and the media was all too happy to provide them, whether they were based on fact or mere speculation. The surrogacy theory, for example, was based on little more than circumstantial evidence and the fact that Meghan had not made her pregnancy as public as some of her royal counterparts. But that didn't stop the press from pushing the narrative. The tabloids pounced on every rumor, offering up theories and exclusive reports that only deepened the mystery. In this environment, Lady C. Campbell's allegations about the surrogacy and adoption records gained traction. For many, her claims were seen as the final piece of the puzzle, a piece that could provide clarity on the questions that had been swirling around Meghan and Harry for years. The idea that Lady C had access to documents that could confirm the surrogacy rumors and reveal the truth about Archie's birth was too tantalizing for the media to ignore. The press latched onto her statements with fervor, and suddenly, Lady C's words were headline news. But the media's coverage of her allegations only added fuel to the fire, further perpetuating the narrative that Meghan and Harry were hiding something. The role of the media in shaping public perception is powerful, but it is also a double-edged sword. On one hand, the media has the ability to shine a light on issues that may otherwise go unnoticed. It has the power to hold public figures accountable and to expose injustice. But on the other hand, the media can also perpetuate harmful narratives, amplify rumors, and create a distorted version of reality. In the case of Meghan Markle, the media's coverage has been a mix of both. While some outlets have praised her for her activism and her role as a modern royal, others have used her as a punching bag, blaming her for the breakdown of royal traditions and criticizing her every move. The media's portrayal of Meghan has not only affected her reputation but also her mental and emotional well-being. The constant barrage of negative headlines, the whispers of surrogacy and adoption, and the scrutiny of her every decision have undoubtedly taken a toll on her. In interviews, Meghan has spoken openly about the challenges she has faced in the public eye, including the impact that the media's treatment has had on her mental health. The relentless media attention, combined with the personal attacks, has left her feeling isolated and vulnerable. Despite this, Meghan has continued to speak out on issues that matter to her. She has used her platform to advocate for women's rights, racial equality, and mental health awareness. But her activism has also made her a target for criticism. The media has often painted her as hypocritical, accusing her of preaching one thing while living another. Whether it's her private jet flights, her lavish lifestyle, or her outspoken opinions, Meghan's every move has been dissected by the press. And with each new piece of criticism, the media's grip on her public image tightens. Ultimately, the media's treatment of Meghan Markle has created a complex and often contradictory narrative. She has been both a hero and a villain, a trailblazer and a scapegoat. The public's perception of her is shaped by the media's portrayal, and it is difficult to separate fact from fiction. As the surrogacy rumors continue to swirl and Lady C's allegations gain traction, the media's role in perpetuating these stories cannot be ignored. For Meghan, the question remains: how much of her story will be dictated by the press, and how much of it will she be able to control? Surrogacy rumors surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been one of the most persistent and controversial aspects of their public lives. For years, the couple has faced relentless scrutiny, and the idea that they might have used a surrogate to carry their first child, Archie Harrison, has been a topic of intense speculation. These rumors gain traction not only because of Meghan's pregnancy, but because of the secrecy and the media's obsession with every detail of her life. In a world where everything a royal does is amplified and dissected, it's no wonder that the circumstances surrounding Archie's birth became such a focal point for tabloids and royal watchers alike. The surrogacy rumors first emerged when Meghan was pregnant with Archie in 2018. There were whispers that she had been absent for certain parts of her pregnancy, and some critics pointed out that she hadn't appeared as bumpy as expected during public outings. In royal circles, it was common for women to be seen at events in the later stages of pregnancy, proudly displaying their baby bumps. But Meghan's pregnancy was different. She kept a relatively low profile during her pregnancy, which only fueled the media's curiosity. It wasn't just her absence from public events that led to speculation. It was also the manner in which she presented herself during her pregnancy. Meghan, who had been lauded for her openness and candidness in the past, was unusually private about this particular aspect of her life. She and Harry made the decision to keep many details of the pregnancy under wraps, which was in sharp contrast to other royal pregnancies. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, had always been seen with a visible baby bump during her pregnancies, and her pregnancies were highly publicized with numerous photo opportunities. But Meghan's decision to maintain a lower profile created an air of mystery. The first major sign of speculation occurred when Meghan and Harry made a rare public appearance late in her pregnancy. At the time, Meghan wore a loose-fitting dress that did little to reveal her baby bump, sparking even more rumors that she was hiding her pregnancy. Some commentators claimed that Meghan's choice of attire was deliberate. She had intentionally worn loose clothing to obscure the shape of her body. Others speculated that Meghan's figure seemed unusually small for someone so far along in her pregnancy, which led to further questions. Was this just an optical illusion, or was there something more to the story? As time went on, the rumors grew. Meghan's pregnancy was often compared to that of other royals, especially Kate Middleton, who had been seen wearing more form-fitting clothing during her pregnancies. It was clear that the media was expecting Meghan to follow the same patterns, but she didn't. This deviation from the norm only fueled the speculation. The constant focus on her appearance, how her body looked, how she dressed, how she carried herself, was a reflection of the media's obsession with Meghan. Every detail of her pregnancy was scrutinized, and the more private she became, the more the rumors swirled. But the rumors didn't stop there. In addition to questions about Meghan's pregnancy, there were also whispers about the nature of her relationship with Harry. Some people speculated that the couple had gone to great lengths to protect their family, including using a surrogate to carry Archie. These theories were based on nothing more than circumstantial evidence: Meghan's absence from certain public events, the fact that she had not appeared as pregnant as other women in the royal family, and the secrecy surrounding the birth. However, these whispers quickly gained momentum, and soon the surrogacy rumors became a major talking point in the press. The idea that Meghan had used a surrogate to carry Archie was not new. It had been circulating since before Archie's birth. But when Lady C. Campbell made her allegations that Meghan had used a surrogate and that the adoption records were being kept secret, it seemed to validate what many had already been speculating. Lady C's claims gave the surrogacy theory a new sense of credibility, at least in the eyes of some of the public. She stated that she had access to confidential documents, including adoption records, that could confirm her theory. This revelation was a bombshell that added fuel to the fire. The media, already eager to dig into every aspect of Meghan and Harry's lives, jumped at the chance to report on Lady C's shocking claims. The reaction from the public was mixed. Some people embraced the theory and believed that Meghan and Harry had been hiding the truth about Archie's birth. These individuals argued that the secrecy surrounding Archie's pregnancy and birth was suspicious, and that the media's incessant focus on Meghan's body was indicative of a larger cover-up. They pointed to Meghan's decision to keep details of her pregnancy private and the couple's desire to maintain some level of privacy as evidence that they had something to hide. For them, Lady C's allegations seemed to confirm their suspicions. On the other hand, there were those who dismissed the surrogacy rumors as nothing more than malicious gossip. They argued that the speculation was rooted in nothing more than jealousy, envy, and a desire to tear down the couple. Meghan, after all, had always been a target for the media, and many believed that the constant scrutiny of her pregnancy was just another example of how the press was determined to vilify her. These critics felt that the surrogacy rumors were part of a larger narrative aimed at discrediting Meghan and Harry, one that painted them as untrustworthy and deceitful. They questioned why people were so quick to believe such a theory without any concrete evidence to back it up. For Meghan and Harry, the surrogacy rumors were just one of many challenges they faced in the public eye. The couple had been subjected to a never-ending cycle of media speculation, from their relationship with the royal family to their decision to step back from royal duties. The rumors surrounding Archie's birth only added to the already intense pressure they were under. Meghan, in particular, had spoken openly about the toll that the constant media attention had taken on her mental health. In interviews, she described how the constant scrutiny had affected her sense of self-worth and how she had struggled to cope with the negative press. Despite the mounting pressure, Meghan and Harry remained steadfast in their commitment to one another and to their family. They continued to prioritize their privacy and to take steps to protect their son, Archie, from the media's prying eyes. But as the surrogacy rumors persisted, the couple found themselves in an increasingly difficult position. The more they tried to keep their family life private, the more the media seemed determined to uncover the truth. In this sense, the rumors about Archie's birth were not just a story about a royal baby. They were emblematic of the larger issue of privacy versus public scrutiny. The surrogacy rumors are a reflection of a broader societal obsession with the personal lives of public figures. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's lives have been on display for the world to see, and as a result, their every move is subject to intense scrutiny. The public's desire to know the truth about Archie's birth is not just about the baby himself. It's about the larger narrative that surrounds the couple. The more the Sussexes try to maintain their privacy, the more the public seems determined to pry open the doors of their private lives. The surrogacy rumors are just one example of this ongoing battle between the media, the public, and the couple's right to protect their family. For Meghan and Harry, the surrogacy rumors were a painful reminder of the challenges they faced as they navigated their public lives. The constant speculation, the invasion of their privacy, and the pressure to conform to royal expectations all played a role in shaping their decision to step back from their royal duties. But as the rumors about Archie's birth continued to swirl, the couple was forced to confront the harsh reality that their lives would never be their own. No matter how hard they tried to keep their family private, the media would always find a way to expose the details. As the story of Archie's birth and the surrogacy rumors continue to unfold, one thing remains clear. The Sussexes' relationship with the media will continue to be a focal point of public discourse. The couple's desire for privacy and the public's insatiable curiosity about their lives will continue to fuel a never-ending cycle of speculation. The surrogacy rumors, whether true or not, are just the latest chapter in a long and ongoing story. But for Meghan and Harry, the question remains. Will they ever be able to control their own narrative, or will the media continue to dictate the terms of their story? The British royal family has always operated under a strict code of silence when it comes to scandals, controversies, and internal disputes. Their philosophy has long been never complain, never explain, a tactic designed to maintain the monarchy's mystique and avoid giving oxygen to rumors. However, the allegations surrounding Meghan Markle's alleged surrogacy and the adoption of Archie Harrison presented an unusual challenge. For the first time in modern royal history, a senior member of the royal family was being accused of fabricating details about the birth of a royal child. An accusation that, if proven true, could have serious implications for both the family's public image and its internal dynamics. From the moment the rumors began circulating, the palace took a noticeably cautious approach. Unlike previous royal pregnancies, which were celebrated with public announcements and traditional hospital photo calls, Meghan and Harry's handling of Archie's birth was markedly different. Buckingham Palace released a vague statement when Meghan went into labor, but there was no immediate confirmation of the birth itself. Hours later, another announcement followed, revealing that Meghan had given birth to a healthy baby boy. Yet, the lack of transparency led to speculation. Why had the couple chosen to break from royal tradition? Why were there no photographs outside the hospital, as there had been for Prince William and Kate Middleton's children? And why did the birth certificate of Archie Harrison take an unusually long time to be released to the public? For the royal family, this level of secrecy was unusual, and it did not go unnoticed by the British press. The delay in releasing official documents raised even more questions, and before long, conspiracy theories started to take root. Some royal watchers suggested that the secrecy was a way to protect Meghan from unnecessary public scrutiny, while others believed it was an attempt to cover up the fact that Archie had been born via surrogacy. The palace, for its part, remained silent on the matter, allowing speculation to grow unchecked. The rumors became even more pronounced when Archie's birth certificate was finally released. The document, rather than quelling doubts, only added fuel to the fire. Meghan's name had initially been listed as Rachel Meghan, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex, but weeks later, the certificate was quietly amended to remove her first and middle names, leaving only Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. This seemingly minor change sparked intense speculation. Some saw it as an indication that Meghan had not physically given birth, while others viewed it as an administrative decision aimed at aligning Meghan's documentation with traditional royal formatting. The palace attempted to clarify that the change had been made by royal aides and was not at Meghan's request, but by that point, the damage had already been done. The media seized upon the inconsistency, and the surrogacy rumors gained new momentum. As the speculation reached fever pitch, the royal family found itself in an increasingly difficult position. The monarchy thrives on tradition, stability, and a carefully controlled public image. Any deviation from that carefully crafted narrative threatens to undermine public trust. If the rumors about Archie's birth were ever proven true, it would raise difficult questions about the transparency of the royal family and whether they had misled the public. Moreover, if Lady C. Campbell's claims about adoption records were accurate, it would suggest that the palace had been actively involved in suppressing critical information. Such a revelation would be unprecedented. Behind closed doors, there were likely deep discussions within the palace about how to handle the situation. The monarchy has faced countless scandals over the years, from Prince Charles and Princess Diana's highly publicized divorce to Prince Andrew's associations with Jeffrey Epstein. However, a scandal involving the legitimacy of a royal birth would be different. It would strike at the very heart of the monarchy's image and raise uncomfortable questions about lineage, succession, and deception. If Meghan and Harry had, in fact, used a surrogate, why had they felt the need to keep it a secret? Was it because they feared backlash from the royal family? Or was it a personal decision made independently of palace influence? The response, or lack thereof, from the royal family suggested a strategy of damage control. By remaining silent, the palace hoped that the rumors would eventually fade away. But with the growing prominence of social media and online discussions, ignoring the controversy only made it more persistent. The more the palace refused to comment, the more people believed that there was something to hide. For Meghan and Harry, the lack of public support from the royal family only deepened their sense of alienation. By the time the couple had officially stepped down from their royal duties and moved to California, their relationship with the palace was already strained. The surrogacy rumors were just one of many issues contributing to the rift, but they served as a painful reminder that Meghan had never truly been embraced by the royal institution. In her interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan expressed frustration over how she had been treated by the royal household and how unsupported she had felt in the face of relentless media attacks. Although she did not directly address the surrogacy allegations, her comments about the lack of palace protection spoke volumes. Prince Harry, too, was clearly frustrated by the royal family's handling of the situation. Having grown up in the spotlight, he knew firsthand how damaging media narratives could be. He had seen how his mother, Princess Diana, was hounded by the press, and he was determined to prevent the same fate for Meghan and their children. When the surrogacy rumors reached a boiling point, Harry reportedly sought intervention from the palace, hoping for a statement that would shut down speculation once and for all. But that statement never came. Instead, the palace continued to adhere to its time-honored policy of silence, leaving Harry and Meghan to fend for themselves. The royal family's refusal to address the rumors publicly only widened the existing divide between the Sussexes and the rest of the monarchy. For years, Prince William and Harry had been inseparable, bonded by their shared grief over the loss of their mother. But by the time the surrogacy rumors emerged, their relationship had already begun to deteriorate. Reports suggested that William was frustrated by Harry's growing independence and his willingness to challenge royal traditions. The Sussexes' decision to keep Archie's birth so private reportedly irritated the Cambridges, who had always adhered to tradition when it came to announcing the births of their children. For William, the secrecy surrounding Archie's birth may have been a sign that Harry was moving even further away from the values of the royal family. Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth II, ever the figure of royal composure, remained silent on the matter. The Queen had always taken a hands-off approach when it came to personal disputes within the family, preferring to let them resolve themselves behind closed doors. But the public wanted answers. As speculation about surrogacy and adoption continued, many royal watchers wondered why the Queen had not intervened. Some believed that she was simply following the palace's traditional protocol of silence, while others speculated that she knew more than she was letting on. Regardless of her personal views on the matter, one thing was clear. The Queen was not going to be the one to publicly address the controversy. In the absence of an official response, the rumors persisted. The internet became a breeding ground for conspiracy theories, with some going so far as to analyze every photo of Archie in an attempt to determine whether he bore a resemblance to Meghan or Harry. The theories ranged from the plausible to the absurd, but all of them pointed to one undeniable fact. The public was hungry for answers, and the palace's silence only fueled their curiosity. For Meghan and Harry, the lack of support from the royal family was a breaking point. The surrogacy rumors, along with the relentless media scrutiny, contributed to their decision to step away from royal life entirely. They had hoped that by distancing themselves from the institution, they could regain control over their narrative. But even after their departure, the speculation did not stop. The couple's subsequent interviews, public appearances, and new ventures were all viewed through the lens of their royal exit. Every move they made was analyzed, every word they spoke dissected for hidden meaning. As the royal family continued to maintain its silence, the public was left to draw its own conclusions. Had Meghan and Harry really used a surrogate? Were their adoption records being kept under wraps? And most importantly, why had the royal family refused to put an end to the speculation? These questions remained unanswered, leaving room for endless debate and further deepening the divide between the Sussexes and the monarchy. Lady Colin Campbell, often referred to as Lady C, is a name that resonates with both controversy and intrigue in the world of British royal affairs. Known for her outspoken views and unapologetic demeanor, Lady C has made a name for herself as a commentator on the royal family, particularly when it comes to the Sussexes. Her reputation as a royal insider and her often explosive revelations about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have made her a polarizing figure in the media. Yet, it is her role in the surrogacy and adoption rumors surrounding Archie Harrison that has captured the public's attention in the most dramatic of ways. Lady C first came to the public's attention in the 1990s with the release of her book, Diana in Private, The Princess Nobody Knows, in which she offered an inside look into the life of Princess Diana. At the time, the book was controversial, with Lady C claiming to have had access to people in Diana's inner circle. Her portrayal of the princess was not as a saintly figure, but as someone with real flaws and struggles. The book was met with a mixed reception. Some praised her for providing a fresh perspective, while others accused her of exploiting Diana's memory for personal gain. Regardless of the public's opinion of her, Lady C's reputation as someone who had insider knowledge of the royal family was firmly established. In the years that followed, Lady C continued to voice her opinions on the royal family, often making headlines with her blunt commentary. However, it was when Meghan Markle entered the scene that Lady C truly found herself in the spotlight once again. From the beginning, Lady C was outspoken in her criticism of Meghan, particularly when it came to her marriage to Prince Harry. She was one of the first to suggest that Meghan's motivations for marrying into the royal family were less than noble, arguing that Meghan was using her royal title to further her own agenda. Her criticisms were sharp, and she quickly became a vocal opponent of the couple, especially after Meghan and Harry made their decision to step back from their royal duties. But Lady C's most controversial and talked about involvement came when the surrogacy rumors about Meghan and Harry gained traction. It was during this period that Lady C went public with claims that she had access to information suggesting that Meghan and Harry had used a surrogate to carry their son, Archie Harrison. This revelation, if true, would have been seismic, as it would mean that the royal family had, in effect, misled the public about the birth of a royal child. Lady C claimed to have obtained confidential documents, specifically Archie's adoption records, which she asserted revealed that the royal couple had gone through an adoption process for their son. The documents, according to Lady C, were proof that Meghan and Harry had intentionally misled the public about the true nature of Archie's birth. She also suggested that the royal family had been complicit in this deception, as the palace had remained silent rather than addressing the mounting questions surrounding the birth. For Lady C, this was not just a matter of personal opinion. It was a claim backed by what she described as irrefutable evidence. Naturally, Lady C's assertions caused a storm of media attention. Royal fans and critics alike were both fascinated and horrified by the idea that the royal family had been involved in such a scandalous cover-up. The claims of surrogacy and adoption, combined with the lack of any official response from the palace, only fueled the flames of speculation. But as the weeks passed, some began to question the credibility of Lady C's claims. Had she really seen the documents she was talking about? Or was she simply making another headline-grabbing statement to bolster her public profile? In an age where rumors and conspiracy theories spread like wildfire, Lady C's revelations were particularly dangerous. She was not simply a social media influencer or a reality star making provocative statements. Lady C was a figure with a long history in the royal commentary space, and her words carried weight. The idea that she had access to adoption records connected to one of the most famous families in the world sent shockwaves through the media. The mere suggestion that such sensitive documents were being leaked was enough to spark outrage. The very notion that a royal child's birth could be shrouded in secrecy to such a degree raised alarm bells for many. At the heart of this controversy, however, was the question of why Lady C chose to make these claims. What was her motivation? Some argued that she was merely cashing in on the public's fascination with the royal family, using the surrogacy and adoption rumors as a way to generate media attention and increase sales of her books and television appearances. Others believed that Lady C genuinely had access to privileged information and was attempting to expose the truth about Meghan and Harry's private lives. Regardless of the truth behind her claims, there was no doubt that Lady C had successfully captured the attention of the public and the media, adding a new layer of complexity to an already fraught situation. In her various interviews and online videos, Lady C made it clear that she was not afraid to confront the royal family. She suggested that the monarchy had been intentionally misleading the public about Meghan and Harry's personal lives, and that this was part of a larger pattern of deception. She even went so far as to accuse the royal family of treating Meghan unfairly, suggesting that they had allowed the media to target her without offering any protection. For Lady C, this was not simply a matter of defending the royal family. It was about holding them accountable for their actions, particularly when it came to their treatment of Meghan. But while Lady C's accusations were shocking, they were not entirely unprecedented. The royal family has long been the subject of scrutiny and criticism, both from the press and from insiders. Scandals involving extramarital affairs, family feuds, and financial mismanagement have plagued the monarchy for decades. In many ways, the royal family's handling of Meghan and Harry's departure from royal duties was simply the latest chapter in a long history of internal drama and external criticism. However, the surrogacy and adoption rumors took things to a new level, as they questioned the very foundation of the monarchy's public image. For many, the most troubling aspect of Lady C's claims was not the possibility of surrogacy, but the implications of adoption. If the rumors were true, it would suggest that the royal family had knowingly allowed the public to believe that Archie was their biological child when, in fact, he may not have been. The notion that the monarchy could mislead the public to such an extent was a deeply uncomfortable one. It raised questions about the very nature of the royal family's role in society and whether the public had been fed a narrative that was far removed from the truth. As Lady C's claims continued to make headlines, the royal family found itself in an increasingly difficult position. The palace, having already faced criticism for its handling of Meghan and Harry's departure, was now confronted with the possibility that a well-known royal commentator had uncovered a deeply buried secret. Some royal watchers believed that the palace needed to take action and address the claims head-on. If the palace remained silent, they risked allowing the rumors to spiral out of control and become a permanent part of the royal family's legacy. But the royal family, known for its measured and cautious approach, did not immediately respond to Lady C's assertions. Instead, they continued to adhere to their long-standing policy of silence, hoping that the controversy would eventually die down. However, as time passed, the rumors persisted, and the pressure on the palace to provide an answer grew more intense. For Meghan and Harry, the situation had reached a boiling point. Their decision to step away from royal life had been motivated by a desire for privacy and control over their own narrative. Yet, the surrogacy and adoption rumors continued to haunt them. The very thing they had sought to escape, public scrutiny and unwanted attention, had followed them across the world. And with Lady C's bombshell claims adding fuel to the fire, it seemed that there was no escaping the media storm that had engulfed their lives. The impact of the surrogacy and adoption rumors on Meghan Markle's public image has been profound. Over the years, Meghan has evolved from being a relatively unknown actress to one of the most talked-about figures in the world. When she first entered the public eye as Prince Harry's girlfriend, she was hailed as a modern and relatable addition to the royal family. She was a biracial American actress who had broken free from traditional royal norms, a story that captivated millions. However, as her relationship with Harry progressed, so did the scrutiny on her. What initially seemed like a fairy tale romance soon turned into a media frenzy, with the press, both in the UK and internationally, unrelenting in its pursuit of Meghan's personal life. The arrival of their son, Archie Harrison, was supposed to be a moment of joy and celebration. Yet, from the beginning, rumors swirled about his birth. Some questioned whether Meghan had actually carried Archie, while others speculated that she had used a surrogate. Meghan and Harry chose to keep details about their son's birth private, which, in the age of constant media exposure, only fueled further speculation. The royal family, known for its highly controlled image, had often been able to shield its members from the prying eyes of the press. But Meghan, as a new royal and a former Hollywood actress, was never going to enjoy that same level of privacy. When Lady C's claims surfaced, the spotlight on Meghan and Harry intensified. The idea that the birth of Archie might have been a carefully orchestrated deception was not just a scandal, it was a direct attack on the very narrative that Meghan and Harry had built around their family. Meghan, already a target for her perceived attempts to rewrite the rules of the monarchy, found herself at the center of one of the most sensational rumors in royal history. The allegations that Meghan had used a surrogate to have Archie, combined with the suggestion that Archie had been adopted, posed a direct challenge to the image that Meghan and Harry had cultivated for themselves. They had spent years presenting themselves as a modern royal couple, one that was grounded, progressive, and in touch with the concerns of ordinary people. The idea that they had engaged in a grand deception was a direct contradiction to the authenticity they had worked so hard to project. For Meghan, this was not just about dealing with another round of media scrutiny. It was about confronting the public's perception of her family. The idea that she had potentially misled the public about her child's birth undermined everything she and Harry had said about their desire for privacy and control. It placed their personal lives under a magnifying glass, further cementing their status as royal outsiders and fueling the narrative that they were somehow untrustworthy. The impact on Meghan's image was immediate. Her critics, who had long accused her of being disingenuous and self-serving, seized on the rumors to further tarnish her reputation. In the eyes of many, the surrogacy and adoption rumors confirmed their worst suspicions about Meghan, that she was willing to go to extreme lengths to maintain control over her narrative. For those who already viewed Meghan with skepticism, the claims provided all the ammunition they needed to reinforce their negative view of her. Yet, for Meghan's supporters, the rumors were an opportunity to rally behind her. To them, the allegations were just another example of the relentless and unfair targeting of the Duchess. Meghan had long been portrayed as a victim of the press, with many pointing to the media's treatment of her as a form of racism and misogyny. For these supporters, the surrogacy rumors were just one more example of how the royal family and the press had been complicit in an effort to tear Meghan down. They saw Lady C's claims as an extension of the royal family's refusal to protect Meghan, a failure that had led to years of negative press coverage. In the broader public consciousness, Meghan's image became more polarized than ever. For some, she was the victim of a royal institution that refused to accept her. For others, she was a figure who had manipulated the media for personal gain. The surrogacy rumors only served to exacerbate this divide. Those who believed in her authenticity were quick to dismiss the claims, seeing them as another baseless attack on Meghan's character. But for others, the rumors added fuel to the fire of their distrust. Meghan had already been accused of using her royal position to gain celebrity status, and now, the idea that she had used a surrogate to carry Archie seemed to confirm the suspicions of those who thought she was more interested in manipulating the media than in fulfilling her royal duties. This situation also highlighted the broader challenges that Meghan faced as a member of the royal family. Unlike other royals, Meghan did not have the luxury of being able to control the narrative. While other members of the royal family, like Kate Middleton, were able to maintain a more controlled and traditional image, Meghan's life had been scrutinized from the moment she entered the public eye. Her every move was dissected by the media, and the stakes were higher for her because of the racial and cultural complexities surrounding her relationship with Harry. As a biracial woman marrying into the British royal family, Meghan was always going to be a target for criticism. Her marriage to Harry was seen as a break from tradition, and her decision to leave behind her acting career and embrace royal life was met with a mixture of admiration and skepticism. Yet, it was her personal life, especially her relationship with her son, that became the focal point of media attention. In many ways, Archie's birth symbolized the culmination of Meghan's struggle for autonomy within the royal family. But the rumors surrounding his birth showed just how fragile that autonomy really was. Despite the overwhelming public interest, Meghan and Harry did not respond to the surrogacy claims directly. Instead, they remained silent on the matter, maintaining their commitment to privacy. This, however, did not stop the media frenzy. The couple's silence was interpreted by some as an admission of guilt, while others saw it as a sign of their desire to maintain control over their personal narrative. In either case, the lack of a public response only fueled the speculation. Meghan and Harry were not just dealing with the press. They were dealing with an entire system that had been set up to monitor and control their every move. The role of the press in shaping Meghan's image cannot be overstated. The media has long been a powerful force in the lives of the British royal family, but for Meghan, it was an especially difficult battleground. In the age of social media and 24/7 news cycles, Meghan and Harry found themselves under constant surveillance, with every action scrutinized and analyzed. For many, the surrogacy and adoption rumors were merely the latest in a long line of attacks on the couple. But for others, they were a critical moment in the ongoing saga of Meghan and Harry's royal lives. As the rumors continued to swirl, it became increasingly clear that Meghan's public image would never be the same. The narrative surrounding her and her family had shifted from one of hope and excitement to one of suspicion and uncertainty. The surrogacy rumors were not just an attack on Meghan's character. They were a direct challenge to the authenticity of her entire story. And in the world of the British royal family, authenticity is everything. The damage to Meghan's image may have been significant, but it was also a reflection of the larger issues that had always plagued her relationship with the media. The balance between personal privacy and public duty, and the difficulty of navigating the expectations of an institution that has been steeped in tradition for centuries. The royal family's response to the surrogacy and adoption rumors surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry has been largely silent, but that silence speaks volumes. In the world of the British monarchy, every action is calculated, every word carefully chosen, and silence is often a statement in itself. The absence of a public response from the royal family regarding the allegations about Archie's birth has left many to speculate about the underlying reasons for this silence. Was it an intentional move to avoid escalating the controversy, or was it indicative of deeper tensions within the royal family? To understand the impact of this silence, it's important to first understand the delicate balancing act that the royal family must perform when dealing with public scandals. The royal family has long operated under the principle of maintaining a sense of decorum and avoiding public confrontation. The Windsors, more than any other royal family in the world, have cultivated an image of restraint and reserve, avoiding direct involvement in matters that could threaten their status or reputation. Public statements are rare, and when they do occur, they are usually carefully worded, avoiding anything that could be seen as controversial or politically charged. In the case of Meghan and Harry, this approach was put to the test when the couple stepped away from their royal duties in 2020, creating a significant rift in the family that continues to affect their relationship with the monarchy. The birth of Archie was initially a moment of joy, but as with much of Meghan and Harry's relationship, it was quickly overshadowed by controversy. The rumors that Meghan used a surrogate to have Archie were the first signs of a growing public skepticism toward the couple. The royal family, who had already been under pressure to support Meghan during her early days as a royal, was now faced with an issue that could potentially damage its carefully curated image. The idea that one of its members, especially a duchess who had already been the subject of intense media scrutiny, had engaged in a surrogate pregnancy without publicly acknowledging it was a challenge that the family was not prepared to confront head-on. So, what was the royal family's response to these allegations? The short answer is, none. There was no official statement from Buckingham Palace, no press release, and no comments from any senior members of the family. This silence was expected, given the monarchy's typical approach to scandals. In the royal family's view, the issue was likely seen as a private matter, and therefore not one that warranted a public declaration. The absence of a response, however, only added to the growing sense of uncertainty surrounding the couple's situation. For those who follow the royal family closely, this silence was not entirely surprising. The royal family has long had a complicated relationship with the media, and Meghan and Harry's issues with the press were well documented. From the moment Meghan became involved with Harry, the media had scrutinized their every move, with Meghan often at the center of negative coverage. The royal family, ever protective of its reputation, was no doubt aware of the potential damage that could be done by engaging in a public battle with the media. As a result, the decision was likely made to avoid adding fuel to the fire. But the silence also sent a message. In the years since Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties, it has become increasingly clear that there are deep divisions within the family. The couple's decision to step away from royal life was, in part, a response to what they saw as the toxic environment created by the press and the royal institution's failure to protect them. This rift between Harry and his family has been well documented, and the surrogacy rumors only added to the tension. The lack of a response from the royal family could be seen as a tacit endorsement of the idea that they were not going to get involved in Harry and Meghan's personal matters. In the wake of these allegations, some royal observers pointed to the monarchy's historical precedent of silence in the face of scandals. The royal family has long been known for keeping its private affairs out of the public eye. This is a family that, for generations, has prioritized its image and reputation above all else. The decision to remain silent on the surrogacy rumors, therefore, may have been a deliberate attempt to avoid further scrutiny or conflict. It was a way of keeping the matter contained and out of the public eye, even if that meant allowing rumors to persist unchecked. However, Meghan and Harry's supporters saw the silence differently. To them, the royal family's failure to speak out against the surrogacy rumors was a sign of complicity. They believed that the monarchy, by not publicly defending Meghan and her family, was allowing the media to perpetuate false narratives. For these supporters, the silence was further evidence of how the royal family had failed to protect Meghan and Harry from the relentless attacks they faced from the press. They saw the lack of a response as a betrayal of Meghan, who had already faced widespread criticism for her unconventional approach to royal duties. The royal family's response to the surrogacy rumors, or lack thereof, also raised questions about the family's relationship with Meghan and Harry. The couple's departure from royal life had already caused a significant rift, but the rumors surrounding Archie's birth seemed to deepen the divide. Meghan had long criticized the lack of support she received from the family, and the silence in the face of such a serious allegation seemed to reinforce her claims. By not publicly addressing the rumors, the royal family appeared to be distancing itself from the couple, further alienating Harry and Meghan from the institution they had once been part of. At the same time, the royal family's decision not to comment on the surrogacy rumors can be seen as a strategic move. The monarchy, after all, is a symbol of continuity and tradition. Engaging in public spats or controversies is not in keeping with the image of dignity and respectability that the royal family seeks to project. If they had responded to the rumors, it would have opened the door for further questions and scrutiny. By remaining silent, the royal family was able to avoid exacerbating the situation and keep the focus on more important matters, such as their official duties and charitable endeavors. The royal family's silence on the surrogacy issue also highlighted the complex nature of their relationship with the media. For years, the media had been the royal family's closest ally, helping to maintain its public image and ensure its survival in a changing world. But in the case of Meghan and Harry, the press had become an adversary, and their treatment by the media was a key factor in their decision to step away from royal duties. The surrogacy rumors were just one more example of how the media was willing to push the boundaries of privacy in pursuit of a story. The royal family, in turn, was forced to navigate this landscape carefully, balancing the need to maintain its image with the reality of an increasingly hostile press. In the end, the royal family's silence may have been the only option available to them. They were not going to get involved in a personal matter that did not concern them directly, and they were not going to give the press the satisfaction of a public confrontation. For Meghan and Harry, however, the silence only added to the feeling of isolation they already experienced within the royal fold. The lack of support from the family made them feel even more like outsiders, further alienating them from the very institution they had once been a part of. In the world of royal secrets and hidden truths, few figures have garnered as much attention as Lady Colin Campbell, or Lady C as she is commonly known. A controversial figure in her own right, Lady C has spent years unearthing the private lives of the royal family, often providing insights and allegations that stir the public imagination. In the case of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's son, Archie Harrison, Lady C made waves when she claimed to have access to information that could confirm the long-standing rumors about Archie's birth. Specifically, she has alluded to having access to adoption records that would verify that Archie was not born to Meghan at all, but rather was adopted by the couple.